We have so many global partners that we're going to break up our conversation into two parts. I'm enlisting you to be my co-moderator. So when you have a thought, a question, you want to delve a little bit deeper into any of the programs, initiatives that they talk about, please raise your hand, go to the microphone, and you'll be part of the conversation as well. Same instruction goes to our actual speakers as well. Hiroshi Hiraoka, please come and join me on stage. Jamie Anderson, welcome to the stage. Samuel Senyima and Sarah Mbango Bunu, welcome everybody. Good to see you. Thank you. Hiroshi, in a sentence, tell us about the organization you're representing this afternoon.
Okay. Can you hear me?
We hear you beautifully, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, Ms. Oke, and very good afternoon to you. And my name is Hiroshi Hiraoka. I'm a senior advisor in charge of agriculture and nutrition, mainly in Africa, of the Japan International Cooperation Agency. And I'm based in Tokyo.
You're very welcome.
Sorry?
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to get Jamie to introduce herself.
Yeah.
Hiroshi, do you have more? More of your introduction? Okay, all right, very good. Jamie, do you still have a business card, and what does it say on it?
I think I have business cards somewhere in my desk, but we don't really use those anymore. But it says that I'm working for CGAP, which is a specialized unit of the World Bank, and I lead our work at the intersection of finance, agriculture, gender, and climate, based here in Nairobi.
Good to have you on stage. Sarah, we know each other, but I'm going to say for the benefit of the audience, if there's anybody out there watching and also online, what does your job entail? Who are you representing today?
So thank you, Femi. My name's Sarah Mbango Bunu. I'm the Regional Director for the International Fund for Agricultural Development. We are also a UN agency. Hybrid, we're actually an assembler of development finance for our member states and very big on financial inclusion.
Excellent. And Samuel, you're representing.
Thank you. So, Samuel Senyimba, and I'm a senior program officer with the Gates Foundation. And within the foundation, I help lead our work around inclusive financial services or financing for small-scale producers and smallholders, as well as risk.
Good to have you. All right, panelists, you're talking about initiatives, ideas that are very important to you for smallholder farmers from each of your organizations. When you hear a good idea from another organization, because we're partners, please say so. Please join in the conversation so it doesn't sound super siloed. Jamie, let's start with you. What did you really want to share with our audience? What was most important for you, bearing in mind our topic?
Thanks, Femi. One of the things that I'd like to share is that we have an opportunity on the go right now. Right now, CGAP and our partner IDH are looking for partners. We're looking for innovative, frontier, financial and agricultural service providers. And excuse my voice. But we're looking for innovators that want to work with us to accelerate business for rural women in agriculture. And the acronym of our collaboration is ABERA, A-B-E-R-A. If you go to cgap.org and look under news, you can find the call for expressions for interest. And our hypothesis working together is that it can be good business for financial and agricultural service providers to serve rural women with products that increase their climate resilience. So this could be commercial banks, fintechs, agtechs, input suppliers, processors, anyone working at the frontier who wants to work with us. What do? We work together to assess the business, to provide targeted TA, we do pilots together, we design products, and we structure peer learning. Two quick examples of companies we're working with in Africa. Hello Tractor, who we heard from Jahil before. We're working with them because they wanted to explore with us the opportunity to do carbon credits for biofuels. We're helping them do that feasibility study and hopefully get that off the ground. Another one is BRAC Microfinance in Tanzania. A couple of years ago, they looked at their strategy and they found that there was a gap in the market, and that was serving rural women. So they have the strategy, now they need the products. So we're helping them design, deliver, pilot those products. to serve that market. So that's the opportunity that we're bringing. We want to partner with these providers that are innovative, that are at the frontier, and then help them find other investors to scale.
The timing for this conversation is perfect for you.
Perfect.
What a platform, what an audience to talk to about the proposals that you're looking for.
It's perfect timing. The EOI is out, as I said. Applications are due by the 22nd of April. If you have any questions, reach out to someone on the team. And we're looking for not startups, not people with the initial idea and the nice pitch deck. That's fine. That's not the sort of scale that we're looking for. We're looking for medium to large businesses that are active in Africa and or Asia, in finance, in agriculture, working at the frontier to first improve their performance, and secondly, integrate gender and climate into their strategy and operations. So reach out if you're interested in partnering with us.
Thank you. Hiroshi, I want to talk about your initiatives in Africa. You have set baskets of this is what we're planning to do, and this is our focus. Please share.
Okay, thank you very much. JICA has a very, very important role in terms of the economic development in Africa. And we have been allocating a lot of resources for the development of African continent, especially agriculture sector. And our focus is mainly on talking about the agriculture sector. Our focus is more on the rice sector development and also the promotion of small-scale holder horticulture and nutrition. All of them are very important agenda that we are facing, and we are now really gearing up our efforts. And talking about our contribution so far, we have three modalities of cooperation. Technical cooperation is the biggest one, and in the last 10 years, we have seen the contribution of $453 million for technical cooperation project. And on top of that, we have the scheme of inviting the African people to come and being trained in Japan. And from the 1954, we started this, we have been working on this front, and we are inviting the people from all around the world, 194 countries, and as of now, the number of trainees in Japan has surpassed 350,000 people, and it's counting, of which African agriculture, we already invited and welcomed 12,000 people. So this is our track record in terms of the capacity building of the African agriculture sector. In terms of the financial contribution, we have been quite heavy on the grants, which is very important for the kickstart the agriculture sector in Africa. And actually, in the last 45 years, from 1978 to 2023, we have contributed about $2 billion for the agriculture sector in Africa. And then for the loans, we are picking up, and we are trying to expand the horizon for the more loans. And then I'm quite happy to share with you that we have arrived in Africa in the providing the financial tool for the banking sector in Tanzania. We have an instrument called two-step loan. It is a sovereign loan, but it is channeled to the financial institutions. It has been used in many parts of the world for all sectors, but I'm really happy to share with you that in January, we had a signature with the government of Tanzania to provide $150 million of money for loan, which is channeled to the Agricultural Development Bank of Tanzania. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Thank you.
Hiroshi, I am fascinated by your training program in Japan.
Sure.
How do people qualify, and what kind of training are you offering?
Okay, in terms of training?
Yes.
Okay, for training, we have the bilateral agreement, and we have a set of courses list provided to the countries. And then we receive the official request from the governments. Then after we have the agreement, we send out the call for interest. Then we have the rigorous process of selection, and then we realize welcoming the people from Africa.
Sarah, you came up with a very compelling story that I know you wanted to share with our conference, which really sums up or gives an example of the work that you do. And it starts with Halima.
Also, thank you, Femi. But we're in Kenya, so I want to thank the Kenyan hosts for having us here. And I'm very happy to say that this compelling story of Halima, who was looking to access agricultural inputs in Kenya and really struggling to afford the prices that are there, managed to access the e-voucher program where IFAD, FAO, World Bank, but really through the Ministry of Agriculture, has worked at developing a technology which has allowed Halima to access financial services to purchase the inputs that she wants from agro-dealers. And in the scheme, we're working with Equity Bank. We're also working with the Cooperative Bank of Kenya and other providers. And more recently, because we want to scale up this initiative and even deepen access, we're working with Apollo, who is digital. Now, that story has so many factors in it, and it's very compelling because there's 143,000 Halimas in Kenya who have received access to those inputs. And we want scale, but we need to do more than that. In this compelling story, we also have a technology. Kenya, as we know, is a digital hub, and we have Fin and Digitech companies that we can partner with in these types of programs. And so what is even more interesting is that Apollo also received equity finance from IFAD. So we're deepening and building on these partnerships. And just now, JICA was talking about the horticulture and the SHEP program, and Halima is a horticulture producer. So we're also working with JICA. So it's really about partnerships and collaboration and who comes in at what parts of the chain and how can we collectively build on what we have done.
So I've seen many successful partnerships, and behind those successful partnerships is a lot of pain because different cultures, different ways of working, even different HR systems. Sometimes it's petty, tiny little details. And often I find myself thinking, I could do this so much faster by myself. But the kudos comes from the developing the relationship, and the pride comes from developing the relationship. Tell me what you've learned from those collaborations. How can you help us maybe do them better? Because they're hard.
No, I think, Femi, that's what really is the biggest barrier to actually scaling up all the collective ambitions that we have in this room. And you really need to invest in that. Before we get to Bill and Melinda Gates, we're also working with them on scaling up gender transformative approaches. So as Femi has said, this is really the key, the crux of how we do it.
Yeah.
And what I have learned is that we first of all really need to share the same vision. Once we share the same vision of what we want to do, we have to look to see, do we share the same instruments? And if we're financing institutions, how can those instruments be harmonized, or how can they be complementary? They don't have to be identical. They just have to be complementary. And I think it's finding out and investing that time of how to do it that really works. And it also involves conversations at all levels. Conversations right at the field, the farmer level, conversations at the country level, regional level, and global levels. And once you have a formula for that, it can go very quickly. And maybe the last thing I'll say is, it requires committed people. And that requires meeting each other from time to time. But I think Orishima wants to add.
Yeah, if I may chip into that. I mean, this is a collaboration between the JICA and IFAD in terms of the initiative called Smallholder Horticulture Empowerment and Promotion. This is a collaboration between, very nice collaboration. It has been materialized because JICA is on the side of providing contents of the technical capacity building, and then which is funded by IFAD. So it's a very good combination. So basically, when something goes wrong, we have to think two things. One is, are we doing the things? Are we doing the right thing? And And secondly, are we doing the things right? And we are on the side of going into the nitty-gritties. We don't say devils are in the details. So we love details, and then we work in that details into the framework of the financing of other development partners. This is how it is working.
Sam, as smallholder farmers financing for the Gates Foundation, it doesn't exist in a small block. It's part of a bigger agricultural philosophy approach. Can you tell us about that and then drill down into really what we're trying to do, which is closing the financial gap for smallholders, farmers, and the financing for them?
Yeah, thank you. So, as you rightly pointed out, within the Gates Foundation, our inclusive finance and risk work is embedded within our broader agricultural development strategy. And at the core of that is our mission, our vision around country-led inclusive ag transformation. Inclusive meaning that smallholders have to be part and parcel of that process. And so all the work that we do within that team, whether it's around, improved livestock breeds, resilient crop varieties, a number of you would have heard about that. All of that is all the country partnerships with specific governments, all that is around an aligned vision around inclusive ag transformation within these countries. So we believe that access to financial tools and services, and that could be credit, it could be risk management tools, are an enabler, because as we've had over the last 1.5 days, farmers need to make these investments in order to achieve productivity gains. And those productivity gains need to be essentially realize increases in income through access to markets. And so financial services, we don't see access to finance or risk tools as a standalone, but rather it means that a farmer has access to tools that enable them to make these bold investments, and investments in tools and technologies that we're also investing in within the other teams. So that's how we see smallholder finance playing a role within the bigger vision.
Digital technology is something that you're leaning heavily into. Tell us more.
Yes. So, in the last few years, we have essentially evolved the way we think by really trying to focus on where we believe the Gates Foundation has a comparative advantage. As already noted here, we actually partner with all the institutions represented here, and we believe that each of these institutions brings a specific comparative advantage.
Which one do you like the best?
So,
just teasing.
So the Gates Foundation, being a philanthropic foundation, means that we have philanthropic capital. And so we're basically keen to make big bets where we feel the kind of capital that we have can make those bets where others would have been restricted. So we're excited about digital innovation. We're excited about data, because we believe that with digital innovation in tools, in technologies, and in platforms, we're able to leapfrog some of the barriers that many of the speakers outlined both yesterday and today. So that's, for many smallholder farmers, the sort of transactions that they undertake are more or less invisible to the formal financial space. Digital platforms and tools enable those transactions to become visible. Digital platforms or digital technology also enables us to start to understand what's happening on the farm with yield estimation through satellite imagery. It helps us to start to capture data around the yields of that farmer. And so we feel that investing in these digital space will essentially complement a lot of the other efforts and help really disrupt in a good way, but sort of facilitate a step change in terms of what we're trying to achieve collectively as a group.
Sam, in a sentence, why are you here?
So I think I'm here essentially to engage with partners, but to make it really clear where, as a Gates Foundation, we now play. I think we sort of play within the meson macro space. So we're not really looking for partnerships that are more of the micro or farm level. We believe that they are partners that are better suited to do that. But we believe that there is a need at the micro and the macro level for innovation around digital and innovation around disruptive technologies. And that's where we feel we're best placed to play. And so we're interested in meeting partners that want to come along with us on that journey.
Sarah, why did you come here today?
IFAD really looks for innovation and partnerships. So I'm here today to look for partnerships for national pension funds. We want to unlock domestic capital that's sitting idly, not deployed, and which could be put to productive use in the agricultural sector. So we're looking for that. We're also looking for interesting ideas to scale up and deploy remittances, which is a huge, huge flows of remittances that go largely unnoticed. So we're here to be able to develop capital markets, develop the partnerships that could result in that, and really unlock much needed equity for SMEs that are there. And we look for leveraging the many co-financers that are here, whether you're the private sector or public sector, and inviting you to join with us to create those vehicles that would unlock more finance. That's why I'm here.
Hiroshi, how many hours did it take you to get to Nairobi?
The first flight to Dubai is 10 hours, and the second flight to here is 5 hours. So
Okay.
in total it's 15 hours.
All right, you spent 15 hours getting here, 15 hours getting back. Actually, it's a little longer because you're going into the wind, so it takes you slightly longer. You spent that time because why?
Okay, I'm really looking forward to to make the most of the time, spending 30 hours going. But definitely, this partnership is very important. I have already demonstrated a partnership with the IFAD, and also the partnership with the Gates Foundation is very important because Gates Foundation is the supporter for the private sector. And then JICA being the G2G, G2G partnership. So definitely, this kind of complementarity is really needed. Then at the same time, we would like to have the more participation and connection with the private sector, because private sector is the key for the agricultural development, and then we support the government to facilitate the flourishment or enhancement of the private sector, including small-scale farmers. Thank you.
Jamie, taking 2 days off to come to a conference, I know your inbox must be a horror show. Why was it worth it?
Femi, echoing my colleagues' partners, because to your earlier point, tech is the easy part. It's hard, but it's the easy part. We can find technological solutions, but what we need to have are trusted relationships where we can experiment, we can learn, we can push the frontier together, and that only comes with a close partnership.
Partners, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Let's stand in the middle of the stage and mark the occasion for the end of our discussion. Thank you.